The easiest digital side hustle to start today using DeepSeek AI is making me an average of $4,799 each week. And in this video, I'm going to show how you can do it too. If you've been looking for a simple way to make money online, then this is a side hustle that you need to try. I'm going to explain how to use AI to create digital products fast, even if you've never created one before. So let's dive in. So the easiest side hustle to start with AI right now, in my opinion, is creating your own digital products and selling them online. So these can be entertainment or educational based digital products, things like PDFs, spreadsheets, templates, workbooks, checklists, that kind of thing. Now, why do I think these make for the best AI side hustle? Well, I've been creating and selling digital products online since 2014. And to be honest, I never expected this industry to get easier. But now, given we have tools like DeepSeek and ChatGPT, it has never been easier to create your own digital products. So if you've been thinking about creating and selling your own digital products, but maybe you've been putting it off thinking, it's too late, I should have started weeks ago, months ago, years ago, then don't worry, because honestly, the time is now. There's no time like the present. And it has never been easier. Back in the day, we would literally have to write everything out from scratch, like literally get a pen out and a blank piece of paper and map out exactly what our products would be. It was a lot harder. And today, we've got tools available to us that can help us build a digital product from the ground up in a matter of hours. Now, not only do digital products make the best AI-based side hustle, in my opinion, because of the speed at which you're able to create them, but it's also because once you've done that work up front to create the product, they can generate you consistent income for months, if not years down the line. You can literally sell that same product over and over and over again, like an unlimited amount of times. So this really is a business that is perfect for scale and passive income. And those passive consistent sales will really give you that freedom lifestyle. So compare this to selling something like physical products. You have inventory to deal with, warehousing, shipping to the customer, logistics. There are so many moving parts to deal with, but with digital products, you have none of that. You literally just create the digital product once and you sell it over and over again. I've actually got a free resource for you. It's a list containing 47 digital product ideas that you can start selling. It's the first link in the description below, and it's also in the pinned comment. So if you haven't checked that out, go and have a look now. So how do you actually create these digital products using tools like DeepSeek AI and ChatGPT? The first thing to do is to use the tools to brainstorm and go back and forth in terms of ideas. So one of the best ways to start is to actually train the AI on you. So you can give it information like what your interests are, what you do for a living, what your hobbies are, where your experience lies, all that kind of stuff. Give the AI as much information as possible so it can start to understand exactly who you are. And that will then make the subsequent questions you give it much more relevant. Now, once you've trained the AI on you, you then want to ask it a question, something as simple as, give me 5 digital product ideas based on the information that I've given you that I can start selling. Now, it's going to give you some ideas. You might like the sound of those ideas, you might not. If you don't, literally just treat it as a conversation with a real person. Just have some back and forth, have a conversation with it. But eventually you'll get to a point where you've got some good options to choose from. At that point, you want to pick one. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that one product idea is an ebook. So the next step is then to start brainstorming titles for your ebook. So you literally just ask DeepSeek or ChatGPT, okay, great, we're going to go ahead with an ebook. Give me 10 great title ideas for an ebook on, and you'll clarify what the subject is so there's no confusion. And then the AI is basically going to do the same thing as it did before. It's going to give you some options. You need to review those options. Potentially there'll be a bit of back and forth again if you're not happy with them. But again, ultimately the goal is just pick one. The next stage is to give the AI an idea of the journey that you want to take the reader on. So what you need to do is explain to the AI where the person is now, point A, and once they've read your ebook in this case, where they're going to be at the end point. So what is that transformation going to look like? Give the AI that as a starting point. So let's take an example. Your ebook is going to be about running, and it's going to take someone who has never run a marathon before reading your book to, by the end of your book, they are going to have run their first marathon. So just give the AI as much detailed information as possible about that transformation, about that journey from A to Z, exactly where they are now to where you want them to be. The next thing you want to do is ask the AI, what should I include in my book? And again, it's going to spit out a load of ideas, probably bullet points. So from there, you want to take a look at those bullet points and maybe add parts that the AI has missed, potentially remove some bits that it's added, and just go through that list until it's something that you're happy with and based on your experience is the right path for the reader. The next point is to go through bullet point by bullet point and ask the AI to write each section as quickly and as succinctly as possible. Now you have to remember, people want to get the result that they're after as quickly as possible. So especially with something like an ebook, it has to be short, snappy, to the point. So basically, once you've gone through all of those bullet points, what you should now be left with is essentially a first draft of your ebook. So you've got the title, you've got the chapters essentially, which would have been the bullet points, and the AI has helped you kind of flesh those out and give you that important first draft. And now this is where your expertise really comes in. So you're going to have to review that first draft and tweak it where you see fit, add your own twist to it, add your tone of voice to it, just make it your own. See, whereas before AI, you literally would have had to start this from scratch. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, a blank piece of paper and a pen. Whereas now you can at least get AI to give you a starting point, and then you can develop that and improve it and make it into a product that you're happy with. Now, the next step is entirely down to you. You can either take your edited ebook and simply drop it into a Google Doc, save it as a PDF, and that's your product. Or you can put it into something like Canva to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm not going to run through the Google Doc option here because I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You literally copy and paste it and then you save the file as a PDF. But if you are interested in making it look a little nicer, adding a bit of flair to it, then we'll just run through quickly how to do that with Canva. So if you haven't got a Canva account, you can just sign up for one. It's completely free. It's really easy to use. I use it literally every single day and have done for a long time. It's super simple. So all you want to do is go into Canva and start a new project. Now, the great thing about Canva is there are a ton of templates. So if you search for ebook, leaflet, flyer, book, anything like that, you will see a ton of templates. And to be perfectly honest, there's no shortcut here. It's literally just a case of finding something that you like and adapting it to your own needs. Now keep in mind that even though you're using a template, you can change everything about that template if you want. You can change the colors, the font, the images, for example, the graphics even. You can literally change everything. But again, like we used AI to help us create our ebook, you're going to use the template as a starting point. You don't have to start from scratch. Now the next step is, once you've picked a template that you like, it's literally just copy and paste your ebook into the template and make it look nice and get it to a point that you're happy with. Now unfortunately there's no magic button here. It is literally just a case of copy and paste the text into the relevant parts of the template and then just work on it until you're happy with it. But once you've copied all of the text into the template, then you want to go ahead and start playing around with the fonts and the colors and the graphics and the images and all that kind of stuff. Because once you've got the text in the document itself, that's when it all sort of starts to look like the finished product. So you can get a much better idea of exactly how it's going to look when it's finished. And then similar to the Google Doc option. When you're done, you simply just export it and save it as a PDF. Now, from there, you can host it on something like Google Drive, or you can use like an all-in-one platform like System.io. System.io is a software that I use to run my digital products business. I use it for everything from the sales pages, checkout pages, emails, automations, all of the back-end stuff that you need to run a digital products business. I use System.io for. And the great thing about System.io is they actually give you a completely free account. So not a free trial, a completely free account. And you don't have to pay a penny until you get up to 2,000 email subscribers. So for a beginner, it's just a no-brainer because you've got everything under one roof and it's free to start. If you're interested in checking it out, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Okay, so now you have created your digital product and you've got it hosted. What do you do next? How do you actually sell it? Well, you might be surprised that I don't recommend you use a platform like Amazon or Etsy. Now, I can tell you from experience that if you want to build a successful business, you need to build it on a platform or around the platform that you own. And while there's no real problems with platforms, I have sold on platforms in the past, you are at the mercy of them making a change or shutting your account down. You can essentially lose everything overnight. There are just so many reasons for you to do this on your own. So what does that actually mean to do it on your own? Well, it basically means you have to grow your own following online. Now, don't panic, don't worry. You do not need a big following. It's a common misconception. Everyone thinks you need, hundreds of thousands of views and that's all a lie. You don't. In fact, you can start growing your following and making sales on the very same day. And so that's really the recommendation. You start growing your following and you start trying to sell your product from day one. You don't need to wait until you hit some magic number of subscribers. And the approach is simple. You simply create a valuable freebie and you get people on your email list. And if you're interested in actually what a freebie is, what one looks like, click the link in the description below and you can check my one out. So you'll notice when you go to that freebie page I've mentioned, you click a download now button and you simply put in your name and email address. We send you the freebie automatically and then you get added onto my email list. And that is exactly what I want you to do too. And by the way, System.io handles all of that automatically for you. And so what you want to do is essentially start growing your following, growing your email list, growing your subscribers, whatever you want to call it. You just want to start creating content and putting it out there and getting turning as many of those views, those eyeballs, into email subscribers. When you have about 100 to 200 people on your list, the next step is to send them out a survey. Now, the purpose of the survey is to find out more around what their pain points are and really what kind of digital product they would be interested in and willing to purchase. What would they like to learn more about? Now, this is also a great way to get even more ideas for products that you can sell, freebies you can create, that kind of thing. And then what you simply do is you take that feedback that your audience has given you, you create the product that they've said they want, and you sell it to them. And that's exactly how you make money from your email list. You keep growing your following, you keep growing your email list, and you keep growing your sales. Now, if you don't want to grow a following, you can try platforms like Etsy, Amazon, or even use paid ads. But what I can tell you from experience is that going down those routes are a lot harder, they take longer, and at the end of the day, which is probably one of the most important ones, you'll be left with less money in your pocket. So listen, I promise you, anyone can do this. But I get it, I can remember exactly how I felt when I first started out online. So here's what I'll say. It doesn't matter who you are, what your experience is, or what you look like. In fact, social media is easier than ever to grow when you are unique. People nowadays on social media, they want real, they want genuine. That is what people really value on social media today in 2025. People are done with the whole Instagram facade of, I'm driving a Lambo, look at my watch. People are searching for authentic figures that can actually help them solve a real problem. Now, I know that there is a lot of social media platforms out there. You've got a lot of choice of where to spend your time. But having consulted with multiple YouTubers over the years, I highly recommend that you choose YouTube as the platform to start building your following on. You can sell your digital products on it, but you can also actually get paid to create content on YouTube with the YouTube Partner Program. And you can even get brand deals. Oh, and you can also get affiliate sales too. There are just so many ways that you can monetize your following on YouTube. It really doesn't come close in comparison to other platforms. And when I say grow a following on YouTube, I mean with long form content like this video, not sort of 30-second, 2-minute shorts. The thing with long form video is it's proven that the viewers are more invested. They're more quality. They're watching a longer video. They actually care about the subject matter. So again, I've got a free resource for you. It's a list of 47 digital product ideas that you can start selling. It's the first link in the description below, and it's also in the pinned comment. So if you haven't already, go check it out. Now, I know I've already said this, but there has never been a better time to start creating your own digital product business. Now, whether you want this just to be a side hustle, some side income, or your full-time job, this is the absolute best way that you can put some work in up front and reap the benefits of those passive sales for months or even years to come. And AI tools like DeepSeek and ChatGPT have made this easier than ever. So seriously, jump on this today. I've been doing this since 2014 and it has never been easier. I use AI tools every single day and I'm constantly asking myself, how did I ever live without them? Because it's just so much easier and quicker to create digital products now. And to generate all your marketing materials like emails, your sales page copy, everything that you need to actually sell the digital products. And if you need to hear it from somebody other than yourself, I'm here to tell you today, you can do it. So now that you know the easiest side hustle to start with DeepSeek AI, you're probably wondering how to get started. Well, make sure you get my free list of 47 digital product ideas. The link's down below. I'll see you in the next video.